Hours.
They start locking lips, but as to be expected, their sexy times get interrupted before they can round home plate.
Matt, I've never
Gone all the way. Aw shit, it's the fucking Driller Killer! And this time, he's actually here in this room, drilling Matt through the back. That's no dream, it's finally a real live kill. Huzzah! The Driller Killer
Ready to fill that void in your soul for a moment? Shop for the hottest new fashions at the
he
Casino
denies his
Store.
existence until he sounds like Pennywise. Nah, man, I guess that's real enough for me. You don't have to ruin the cake like that. Courtney runs away from him and goes downstairs where all her drunk friends are hanging out. And when the Driller Killer follows her down there, they see him too, confirming that the dude is just as real as his leather jacket. I hate leather! Everyone manages to get away from the guy except for Sally, who is murdered by the killer with his driller through the chest. He even takes out the phone at the same time, meaning the kids won't be able to call Mike Ilitch and tell him that he needs to ground his son. Jeff, Amy, and Courtney manage to get to a car and drive away, which, like, wow, you never really see that happen successfully in a horror. Good work, kids. They should have followed Rule 31, though, and checked the back seat, because the Driller Killer's there with a flower in his ear, and he murders Jeff with both a spinning drill bit and a waggling tongue. Yeah, let's get on out there, girls. As Courtney and Amy get back to the condo, Sheila and Evie find their way to a neighbor's house, but they're banging on the front door.
We're going to...
The Driller Killer running up to and murdering with a drill through the gut. Pretty easy. Then he's throwing kisses at him. You're giving TJ signals there, Thomas. An injured Sheila makes her way back to the condo, but the killer follows her there and tells the audience that the show's about to begin. Now it's time for the fun part. And he ain't lying. It really is. The movie finally goes all the way and gives this motherfucker a full-on song and dance scene. And it's absolutely everything I've ever wanted to see.
Bryson will not
He chases them across rooftops and past construction sites before kicking into another bluesy number. Next stop. Yeah, a lot of this movie is just songs, and you know what? I don't hate it. Eventually, Amy
I hate movies with songs like, you know, Lion King, not the anime.
At the end of her, since the killer comes around and knocks her off the edge, dropping her onto the concrete below and killing Courtney's final friend. Glad you found that funny, dude. The DK eventually chases Courtney onto a roof where his taunts end up pushing her too far. Come on! Because she died. And wow, there is a lot going on with those fire effects. I'm going to go ahead and count this as a kill, mostly so I can have a little rockabilly icon in the numbers. Yep, that factors into my determinations, I guess. Even though the Driller Killer's spirit lives on. Because first, Amy's dead body wakes up and laughs at his voice. Then, that's revealed to be a dream, since Courtney wakes up in a bed with Matt. But then, that's shown to be a dream too, when the rockabilly guy replaces Matt in bed. Courtney's final wake-up finds her in a mental hospital with a drill bit coming up through the floor. So, yeah, pretty mindfucky on all accounts. I like it. How many bodies did our dream driller rock right into the board? Let's find out.
This trail looks so nice.
7 people died in the standard party after 3 female and 4 male victims. We had ourselves a mostly rhythm and bluesberry pie show. With a runtime of only 75 minutes, that left us to on average of 10.71 minutes. How good is the song for Foolish Kill to the back? Yeah, a drill to the back is nothing new. makeup artist James McPherson are pretty good. Dome City for Lamus goes to Amy easily. Once you start doubling, all boring. And that's it. Slumber Party Massacre 2 came out in 1987 and is definitely a cult favorite among slasher fans. The next Slumber Party movie? Not so much. But we'll still look at it next week. And until we do, I'm James Davis. This has been The Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching The Kill Count. Slumber Party Massacre 2.
Okay.
I want to thank some hate teams like Martin Trendell, Brandon Jones, Dagger, Dylan Dorman, Andrew Manzor, Sergio Perry.
Oops. Oh crap. Hellfest.
Welcome to Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James Davis, and for this year's bonus Halloween episode, I'm looking at Hellfest, released in 2018. Hellfest follows a group of friends who go to a park full of spooky mazes and walk by a mask. Now, I may not be a haunt expert, having only really experienced Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, but I'm pretty sure the Hellfest shown in this movie would not exist in real life. I have a hard time believing an event this big and popular would also allow so much physical interaction between workers and guests. Extreme haunts exist, obviously, but I don't think they're normally as big in the whole damn theme park. But who needs realism when you've got sexy teens to kill? Hellfest is a slasher to the bone, so if you're in the mood to watch a nameless silent killer with no personality stalk down and murder some kids, then look no further. Hellfest has got you covered. It was directed by Gregory Plotkin, who's primarily an editor, having cut all of the Paranormal Activity sequels,
if
as well as Get Out.
So technically, if I want to make it 5 hours again, it will go until 12. I am down. I'm down to stream until 1. I'm down. Like if I make a 2-hour stream, a 5-hour stream, and then another. That's more than 10 hours of streaming. It's more than like half my day. No, that's like exactly half my day, 11 hours. But
and while I like the acting for the most part, you can tell
I only have 2 top ranges, 1 and 2.
a bunch of their dialogue, and sometimes it goes on for way too long.
So cool. It really is. So beautiful. I was gonna say I think you should.
Still, if you're a hardcore slasher fan, Hellfest is probably worth a watch. Also, ton of flashing lights in this movie, so if you're photosensitive, just look for the warnings and listen for the tone to know when they start and end. You know, this tone. How many people died after entering the gates of Hellfest? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins
Dude,
with
my
a
God.
haunted house at Orange Grove Community Fair Horror Nights. A few friends wander through the maze, getting boo-scared by witches and skellies, until one of them gets separated. A hooded figure begins to follow her, humming Pop Goes the Weasel as he does. When he catches up to her, he stabs her in the stomach with a knife. Sounds like she gets stabbed a few times there, but her ultimate death comes via hanging, as she's left among the haunt's prop bodies dangling from the ceiling. Cool, opening kill out of the way. Let's get it ready to ship. Final girl Nad is dropped off at the house of her bold and beautiful bestie, Brooke. Their friendship has been suffering lately, since Nad's a busy study bee who lives at home, while Brooke's gone off and made some snarky new college friends, like Taylor here, who don't care about any grade that isn't the D.
Some of us have scholarships, Taylor. I'm gonna need to get laid.
Taylor is played by Bex Taylor Klaus, who's been in a bunch of acclaimed shows, so I don't really know
Not bad, yes me.
As unlikely as it seems to all of her friends, the usually reserved Nat has agreed to go out with them to Hellfest, a traveling horror night attraction with an entrance that includes a kick-ass eyeball animatronic and a welcome message from Tony Todd. Your inner ears will come true. They arrive and are given VIP wristbands by Gavin, a guy everyone's trying to hook up with Nash. And I've gotta say, the slightly awkward flirting between actors Amy Forsythe and Robbie Attal really works. They're very matched, and it helps the movie immensely during the long stretch of kind of hanging out with it. Also helping the movie immensely is its production design. This place may or may not be for a travel tour of other parts. Again, I haven't been to cover them today, but it definitely feels and completely wrong. No matter what you think about it, the bottom is that it makes you feel like you're right there at Hellfest alongside Scary. Getting scared by Chainsaw Guy, Cyberpunk Sketches, Darby Allin on stills. It helps that it was shot in a real estate. Six Flags White Water, Georgia, first off. Filmed in March. It was an actual full-fledged car. They were even able to make maps of Hellfest layout, also helping with credibility. That production designer licensed the area and the background in real-life art. There was even an Imagineer who worked on Disneyland Paris on the map, but as cool as Hellfest is, not exactly happy. Although she certainly made it the best. It's not the worst thing yet. After little do you know, there's a dude walking into the park right now who's going to be worse for harm than the man near a big-ass giant rock monster. This mystery girl in a striped shirt unimpressed by anything. And actually, about that cool rock, it was went to production by Netherworld Haunted House, a regional attraction near Atlanta and every Netherworld also provides a 7-foot-tall pumpkin Rob Zombie's Halloween, as well as the haunted house that Heisenberg was near the end of Zombieland. Their Megamon job is the dinosaur that chopped on a zombie. And a bunch of Netherworld explorers also searching their ashes in Hellfest. But even more authentic is still predicted in Hardball, since the Stalker guy knows that striking is scary. Helpers in her money's worth. Might have to try a little harder. Why don't you go ahead and grab a sharp liability and that food call right now. And if you're enthusiastic, by sliders and streamers before getting to their first phase, the Borg Suite. Their VIP passes apparently give them free reign of the whole damn haunt, allowing them to inspect and enjoy and even fuck with the props inside. Oh look, Linda from Evil Dead 2 and Zombie Ultimate Warrior. What? As the wacky
nice work. The money's in the bank.
Gavin helps Matt overcome her fears by telling her how to spot scare actors. Just look at her hand. And with the secret code to Matt begins to enjoy herself a little more. She even helps the scales fall from her friend's eyes.
Look, she just came out of here. Somebody else is gonna come out here and do that. Alright, thank you.
Holy shit, Matt. Figured out that scare actors jump out from those black curtains in the wall? Damn, they'll get you a job with John Birdie in a classroom party.
Dude, I seen a dude. I remember one time I went to a haunted house in Gallenberg, and I was in pre-K, not kindergarten, not first grade, pre-K. I was 5 or 6 years old. You know what I did? So I was walking, and a girl scared me, and she grabbed my ankle. It just like grabbed my ankle. You know what I did? I kindly jammed. I jumped, jammed her fingers, and jammed her arm, and she pulled back. And said, "Oh shit!" And I don't think that they're supposed to talk, but she said, "Ah, ow, ow, ow," and then she started cussing. And I was like, "Oh, hilarious!" And then also one time, there's a guy in the corner. I was like, if there's a guy in the corner, okay, you better show yourself, or else I swear to God, I'm gonna kick you. And you know what I did? He scared me, and you know what I did? I kicked him straight in the balls, just straight up, boom, right in the nuts. Just a little, boom, bah. My man got decimated. Flipping he's not having kids, and I don't think he ever did. Kick someone's balls, and I think broke someone's arm in the same day. And I said, if someone scares me too much, and if I'm crying, they
You
better
through to your
not scare me,
garage.
because you know what I'm gonna do? I'm
Need
gonna
me to
kick
bring
them.
you a ride?
They said, you're gonna get kicked out if you kick them. You know what I said? I said, great.
It's coming at you.
So I kicked some person's body. Someone grabbed my arm. I grabbed their arm. They were pulling back. You know what I did? I jumped, and they were gonna pull back. So their arm was like this. Grabbed my arm. I jumped, and they were gonna pull it back under the bed. And then you know what I did? Stop! Right on his fingers. They tried to pull it back, and on my other leg, I went boom, and he said boom, and he yanked it back, and then he hit the pole of the bed. It was a legit bed. And he just shit on. And there was also a guy in the same room with the corner, and it all happened in the same room. Just there's a guy in that corner, boom, nut kick. I was a flipping baller back then.
Understandable assumption that it's that telling the stalker guy, though maybe as the other where his prey is hiding. The assumption would seem is too intense for Taylor or Brooke to watch, but since Nat has seen to the matrix of this place, she lingers to watch and even encourages the supposed scare actors to look at the face of it. Boy, howdy does it! And after he sticks that serrated blade into the chest of poor Brittany there, Nat realizes pretty quickly that things might not be above board in this situation. She leaves the other, catches up with her friend, and the sight of another scare gag with a to mention the names of the other two dudes in the group now. Asher is kind of there with Howland.
Dude, my friend.
And Quinn is Brooke's
Fucking Grayson just ditched on me. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
They're much less faded in than Gavin. Growing affinity for Nat, unfortunately, and despite a better performance than his partner, has failed to win her a toy. Settles on buying her a pretzel, which they talk about in some of that obviously improvised dialogue I mentioned.
So what do you think so far? The pretzel? No. Veggie mustard.
All that mustard talk gets them in the mood for a photo booth session, where they get way more pickiness than I've ever seen a photo booth take. You get a few extra free for every base you run. The group is finally ready to go to the deadly and extreme section, wherein the scare actors can touch you. But Gavin hangs back, promising to meet up with them later.
Just be really fast, because she really likes you. You know? Well, makes her really hot. She doesn't like
Yeah, honestly, sometimes this dialogue works really well for me. It seems like a real moment. Gavin is hanging back to get Nat a stuffed animal, but he isn't able to convince the game leader to sell him one, skills unproven. Lucky for him, he happens upon the staff section where the animals are stored. And hey, I guess stealing is better than nothing. Right as he finds a stuffed toy from Trivia Murder Party, the other appears next to him, wearing that mask of his. I'm not the biggest fan of this mask design, even though it was designed by Tony Gardner. You might remember Tony Gardner from Seed of Chucky. He played himself, the movie's makeup artist, and got decapitated by the killer dolls. His extensive work not only includes the makeup effects for Zombieland, but also the effects for Johnny Knoxville's Bad Grandpa. Not to mention the fact that he designed Daft Punk's friggin' robot heads. The other takes a carnival mallet and trips Gavin to the ground with it, then knocks him square in the face before pushing the
jacked to be
would-be
here,
rodeo
boss.
into position on a high striker. Step right up and let's test your strength, mister. Oh, he's a strong boy indeed. I like that they have a surprise first kill of the group. You don't really expect Gavin to bite it so early. The other takes Gavin's phone and sees that Nat is texting him. Hey Gavin, lend me a hand. No, just a finger? That works. Hey, what up, Nat? I'm your Gavin now. To get into the Deadlands, the kids all sign a waiver given to them by Riff Raff and board a ride that functions as the only way in or out of the separate park section. On the old school dark ride, when Saliva's not in the swamp, the kids react to the very scary concept with a variety of things. Not only did director plot the actors freed up with dialogue and action,
Just a bunch of college kids. It's not fun. So
the lights go on, and a handsome devil voice announces technical difficulties.
I'm on the clock. What you want? Some wheels?
But her problems are way more than just technical.
It's on the way.
The other is now in the ride, walking straight towards her. But he doesn't want to kill her. He just wants to bum a ride, man. Because he's actually not the killer who's following her. It just turns out that the other is the official mask of the Deadlands. This hardcore section of the park has a bit more greasy grimer ghoulie stuff, as well as scare actors who are allowed to straight up kidnap random visitors. I'm gonna need her back, dude. On the bright side, the Deadlands does include free walking tours, which is great. It's really the best way to see all its colors. The first section is 3 different tracks.
No.
Split up by jet skis, but it's used to show us more of these dangerous productions. And a hallway which falls out of danger gas.
Come on, get in the bite.
Somehow happens. Separate quick, and in the very dark in 4 ways to 1, the cat by the other takes a needle and kills it. Worst way possible.
No, no.
Oh man, little cat pitches up again. While waiting for Ashley, that bitch screwed up by a rumble fly, so she heads to the bathroom to clean herself up. She steps into a stall and comes out in the bare ass on the toilet. Wow, she's having a toilet. After she gets sent, the notification. What must be installed? That's the bathroom.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know. I'll get there as soon as I can.
And the show's partner is Tony Todd. By this point, you may have forgotten he's in this movie. But here he is. No fast Dr. Facilities is up ready to get this party started.
Dude, this is literally gonna be the second time this has happened. I still have 2 minutes, but like, it's far. Okay? And if this thing could not go any worse.
That's not as comfortable as the kid. Probably because you recognize it. I think it's like that. She rushes the stage, trying to prevent the magic, before she breaks his security. The execution pulls the lever, and falls down, off the extremely obviously fake head. This actually really bugs me. It's the movie, but also the live show. And on the top of it, open to go. Why would she have pulled it back? Dumb the live audience wanted to like try to pull it back and put a fake one in its place. If so, that's what shitty ass show you're running. The beheading's a big hit, but because of Matt's Ultima, security is to lock things down. None of them are around. Stop the other, putting Taylor back into prime commentator. Time for down tight. He takes off his hood, then once again pulls the lever and drops the blade onto Taylor's neck. But to his surprise, the blade doesn't cut her head off cartoonishly. Why would it? That thing's not about to be a real ass blade. It's a good basic switch, and it's pretty horrific when you realize that the other is just an agent trying to kill you. Unfortunately, another unbelievable moment is possible to film it, since one thing is tied down to away from it, and that somehow gotten away entirely, despite the other similar, neither blind nor deaf. Taylor runs into the crowd, screaming for help, but the public setting doesn't stop the killer, slashing her with the knife, and then stabs her in the torso. Times two. This doesn't pair of very sudden and unexpectedly simple moves late in the game. Just right out in the open like that. Aw, man. Our final two girls run away from the danger, though stupid, opposite direction of everyone else, and then inexplicably into a maze. Really? You think the entrance to a haunted maze
Yeah, I guess my luck is terrible because my internet goes off into my stream. Bryson won't answer. I can't finish the race in a original flipping $3 million car that I paid $50 for. Wasted money on my birthday, like a year ago. Because the stupid fucking car doesn't know how to drive. I've had this car for like since 2019, and I literally can't even beat a normal person in a normal car with a car that can fly and boost, and it's a normal motorcycle. I can't beat somebody with it.
Somewhere behind them. What the fuck happened back there? The other is all ready to kill Bo, but before he can, Matt pops out from behind a wall and yells a cheesy line. I'll give you two guesses, though, as to whether or not she double taps the guy. Hell, I'll even give you a hint. She doesn't. And so, after the cops arrive and turn on all the maze's lights, which honestly should have been done way back when people got stabbed out in the open, the killer is nowhere to be found, and he's seen through another big wall. So, not only did both Matt and Brooke survive, but the unknown killer did too. He pulls into a suburban driveway and puts his other mask with a bunch of other masks in a garage cabinet full of them. Then he slinks into a living room where a little girl is sleeping and approaches her humming Pop Goes the Weasel, her favorite little ditty. Yeah, turns out this guy is just your average suburban dad with a secret you wouldn't believe. Title card! Oh, got one at the end there. How many Hellfest goers would have fared better going to Firefest instead? I mean, the only way possible is if they had died, so let's see how many people that is and get to the... Ah! Did I scare you? The unexpected timing? Come on, let's go to the numbers. 6 people died in Hellfest, and just to show that Hell's Gates are equally open to all, 3 female and 3 male victims gave us a devilishly even pie chart. With a runtime of 89 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 14.83 minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for clueless kill to Gavin. I'm sad the only developed dude died so early, but I love how unexpectedly violent it is. Dull machete for lamest kill will go to Quinn, who was basically killed as an afterthought. Kinda like how his character was written. And that's it. Hellfest came out in 2018, and with this release, I have finally finished October. I hope you enjoyed the extra episodes, because now it's time for me to get some sleep and dial it back down for November. Let's double down on the opportunities. You know, I've also got a wedding to plan. Unfortunately for my work schedule, the first Friday in November is tomorrow, so I'll see you then. And until I do, I'm James H. News.
No one believes in an Asian basketball player. But if you wrong, you got shot at the NBA.
Happy Valentine's Day and welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James H. Denise, and you know I love making holiday kill counts, so today I'm looking at
blinking.
Valentine, a pretty straightforward slasher movie. This movie's a little weird to me. Many of its very negative reviews call it a throwback to 80s slasher, but to me, it still seems like a Scream-inspired whodunit. Directed by Australian filmmaker James Langs, who also made much more obviously Scream-inspired Urban Legend in 1998, Valentine features a cast of attractive and decently known young stars, a massive mystery killer with plenty of potential culprits, and kills that, while plentiful, tend to avoid any extreme gore. That all feels pretty screamy to me. And the only thing here that really reminds me of 80s slashers is the fact that all of the characters are pretty boring and make stupid decisions that end up getting them killed. Let's see how many crappy characters
No!
are killed out. It's time for the kills! Slash entire movie summary. The movie was a yearbook from San Francisco Middle School. Let's see who signed it. A crazy person. Cool. These scary red pen strings were done by school nerd Jeremy Melton, who, in 1988, was rejected at a dance by all of the girls he tried talking to, including an amazingly young version of Mr. Richard. In a scene with some seriously nauseating heartbeat editing, he watches Jeremy get shot down by girl after girl. One detective, Kate, is nicer than her friends and tells Jeremy maybe later, but it's not until he talks to the quote-unquote Batgirl Dorothy that he ends up spit swabbing beneath the bleachers. Everyone can see you too. A bunch of adolescents adolescent douche novels, mindfuckers start their shameless bullying, which causes Dorothy to lie and say that Jeremy Mountain assaulted her. The wrongfully accused boy gets punched sometimes, and after his nose starts a bleeding, he's pantsed and abused by the police while the whole student body watches and laughs. God
What do you
damn,
need, boss?
this can
Some
be-
wheels?
I'm sorry,
I can
this
bring
is
'em
what to
around.
watch. Could we please cut away to a title card?
I'll bring it by.
Thank you. 13 years later, one of the girls who rejected Jeremy, Shelley Fisher, is all grown up and played by Katherine Heigl, who just a few years prior was that insufferable character in Bride of Chucky. She's on a date with an asshole named Jason. He talks about himself in the third person and says he wants to breed with her. Sorry, dude. Guess he can't just skate by on dates looking like hot Chris Kattan. Shelley's a med student at UCLA, where she studies dead bodies in the morgue. But don't get too excited, y'all. Cadavers don't go on the kill count. They died prior to the movie, and, you know, they aren't really characters. Shelley hears a loud crash, and as we, the audience, remember that she was credited as Anne Katherine Heigl, it becomes apparent real quickly that this girl about to get Drew Barrymore. She finds a Valentine dress to her with a fun little pool tab pic inside. That's nice. When she returns to her workstation, she finds her cadaver breathing because, wait a minute, her cadaver is now in this closet bag. She just nearly cut into a... No! God, she nearly just cut into this dude who attacks her now from behind the curtain. Her cadaver took his own shirt off, got under her seat, nearly allowed himself to get sliced open just for what? Shits and gigs? Please don't disagree with me about that. This movie's killer wears a cherub mask designed by K&P FX. It's not a bad mask, but it was way too expensive to buy in the background of this video. But hey, if you're a huge Valentine fan, the links in this video description have that. Chases Shelley down a hall into a room full of bodies. Pretty fortuitous for her, since the body bag has the perfect hiding. Or actually, never mind. This is not good. The killer chases Shelley to the top. Directed classic section. The first of a handful of kills. Eventually, though, does find Shelley and slits her throat to make her the first victim on her count as her blood empties out into the prison. It's like this mofo gets blood and gets blood too. Leads out through a nose hole in the back. With the opening kill on Valentine.
Why is there no roof? Of course there's no roof on this car.
By Denise Richards, and Kate was somewhat nice to her. By Marley Shelby, who would go on to be that red herring deputy nearly a decade later. The two of them make sexist jokes about God.
Meeting someone on the internet found out that 6 where she really
Go on a speed dating session, chock full of broad comedy and unlikable characters. I'm glad they're having a good time. I'm already pissed.
Woo!
At this time in history, in this type of movie, localized entirely within this cemetery, Adam's got a drink, which is why he ain't are broken up right now, although he swears to be for a few weeks. After he up with their other friends,
My nose is so itchy. But I can't take my hands off the flip with the controller. Because I gotta finish this mission. I need to get 2 more cars so if Bryson ever fucking gets on and doesn't DDoS me again. To play.
But not before blatantly high-fucking Dorothy has home to her. Finds a full-tab Valentine dressed just like Shelley has. Only this one is signed with a JM. Before she can figure out what that means, she gets a visit from her boyfriend of 1 whole month, Campbell, who just lost his apartment after his roommate didn't pay the rent. Of course, it's going to be worse than I have. Oh God!
Oh God. I was like, I was like doing this. I couldn't answer my nose. So, dude, you had to go. You had to do the inside job. But don't worry, I flicked it off.
And even housekeeper Millie knows this fucking whack. Meanwhile, Kate, who does not live in a mansion, experiences some water stoppage in the middle of washing her hair, forcing her to give herself a swirly to finish the job. Fun fact, I also gave myself a swirly in a video I made and put online in 2003. Man, I was a fucking idiot. Kate gets a spooky phone call and sees that her apartment door is now open. Better walk out into the hallway, still just in a towel. Yeah, that's a great idea, Kate. She finds the elevator door stuck open with a cherub mask blocking its path. The same cherub mask some kids wore back at their middle school dance. Kate picks up the mask, only to be scared by her annoying neighbor Gary, a poor man's Cosmo Kramer.
Look at me,
whose
Mama.
character
Printing
consists
license plates for a
entirely of
living.
hitting on her in rhyme.
How about a date? You can be my mate, Kate.
The last two ladies
Look at
of
that
this friend
finish.
group, Paige and Lily, will get their own Valentine experience just as soon as they're done making more shitty short jokes.
Who's gonna be there? Probably just Lance. He doesn't clear the people, remember?
They're shit-talking this dude who sent Lily a video date. And yes, that used to be a thing. There's some great collections of real ones online.
Kind of your typical research mathematician, I guess.
And you thought dating apps were bad. Anyway, Lily gets a Valentine from JM alongside some chocolates with a special filling inside. Nuggets! Are you
Got a
sure
whole
those
new
weren't
profile.
sent from the Tans Dance Academy? As they suss out who JM could be, they think of Jeremy Melton, giving them the perfect opportunity to make nerd jokes.
But Pete, you look so pretty, babe.
Since miserably annoying people like to keep company with each other, the girls go to an art exhibit where they see that Jason guy from Shelley's Date staring at them with all the subtlety of a virgin. Spoiler alert, we'll never see this dude again, but I do hope y'all like your Harry Fred. Lily introduces Jason, boyfriend Max.
Okay,
Just like that cop, look, tonight. Max gives some smart public presentation for his audience of a bullshit interactive experience. Actually, you know what? I shouldn't talk too much shit about this. It's probably the most interesting sentence. Hell yeah, dude, it's got Deftones playing in the background. During the exhibit, after Max tries to go for it to a her to storm away from her with an exchange, and that makes me laugh a lot. But how would you do that?
Is that him?
Lily gets lost among the sexy sliding doors and giant picks of teeth
Well,
before she's suddenly shot in the stomach with an arrow. Why is that dude's head look so tiny? The killer shoots her again, knocking her outside, as his nose bleeds, flying up his third and final shot that sends her over a balcony and down into a jungle. Jason takes Manhattan. That's how you kill Andy, all in one action.
ooh. I wish that there was an option called race brakes on this thing.
Better see why this makes you so upset. Oh, you gotta be careful with them shit. Campbell grabbed Jordan and that day, where the girls are once again being questioned by Detective Hall. They tell this bargain bin as Jeremy that it might be Jeremy Melton who killed Shelley. Back in 6th grade, they got him sent to the boarding school after he attacked Jordan. No, Norby, you asshole. That's not an excuse. No, you weren't. Long researches Jeremy Melton discovered that Lynch was one Pendleton before disappearing off the grid a few years back. Although this 2001 animal shows that when Jeremy may look like this, Dawn knows that it's possible. Completely different, too. They have gotten plastic surgery. No, that's not how plastic surgery works. I guess this movie's pretty screen-free. Further question. Some of the movies suspect Jordan's new boyfriend Ambulance before they all leave the station and go back home. Except for Paige. Vaughn holds back to openly harass in his office.
Please remove your hand from my thigh.
Gotta love movies where everybody sucks. At Kate's apartment, for some
Ooh,
reason,
99,000.
Up
Oh,
by the cubicle as he finds
I look
Gary
like a
Garrett
fucking
sitting in the
idiot.
room and trying on her
99,000.
Although Gary says, I'm not sick and I'm not well, the killer makes him sit down with a blow to the head that proceeds to kill him with the running eye. First by burning his face, and then by straight beating him to death. And nothing of value was lost. Kate returns home to find Adam waiting to give her a Valentine. Oh, goddamn sucker, you should have.
Cha-ching, that's a banker, folks.
It is the banker, folks. Should I just be this close to the entire stream?
They're all pretty much boring as fuck. Speaking of boring relationships, Dorothy still has Campbell hanging around her mansion, and the two of them also exchange Valentine's gifts. She gives him an expensive watch, and he gives her this. Wow. Damn, Dorothy, I guess all that money can't buy you better lines. Campbell turns out to be the con man expected, having forged this relationship with Dorothy in order to steal funds from her family's account. Kill it. I guess Warner Brothers made the movie cut down on its gore thanks to concerns about violence after Columbine, which, come to think of it, was also a problem for Scream 3. Maybe that's why these movies are so similarly stupid. A party gets bumping at Dorothy's mansion, but she has a hard time enjoying it, and she thinks Campbell has stood her up. It doesn't help when that Ruthie chick shows up and says that Dorothy is wearing her necklace. Maybe let Dorothy use it, though. It's not a nice.
You're through to your garage. You, need me to bring you a ride? It's on the way.
Whoa, this party sucks. This party officially sucks.
Oh, well, fuck me, I guess. Ruthie goes to leave the party to run into the killer, dragging housekeeper Billy's body out of the closet. Man, you're supposed to hide bodies in the closet. Why you acting in reverse, dude? Another slasher setting, during which Ruthie finds Campbell's corpse.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
Ruthie into a glass shower door, leaving one dangerous-looking shark behind. The cherub-faced killer murders Ruthie by jamming her head. Oh, damn! Can't find that. Drinking some champagne and gets mad at him for falling off the wagon. You know, I've been looking all over.
It wasn't at the bottom of the body.
She leaves him without sympathy as some orgy flares over the speakers. But it's not a song from Canada, so I'm not too familiar. Paige winds up in a hot so we can have the requisite exclusive eating class. And hey, who the guess? The killer shows up to ruin her relaxing zone. After hearing a noise, Paige looks around only to be thrown back into the jacuzzi, which the killer wants her inside of by closing the lid up tight. Quiet down with all that ruckus. Know how loud noises makes this guy bloody nose? The killer drills some holes into the cover and Paige's body, and when the water's good and ready, he tosses the power drill inside and calls the death plant.
You there?
Buzzy, the kill causes the mansion's power drill, which sends most of the party guests headed home. Wow, that little bitch driver sucks. You have to drive so slow. Dorothy, who's upset about everything, yells at Kate that Adam is responsible for everything going on, and that he's probably Jeremy Melton, all drugged up and plastic surgery. That still doesn't make any goddamn sense. But that's
Honestly, if you made... It's a tiny baseball bat.
instead of just, I don't know, leaving the murder mansion, Kate calls Detective Vaughn for help, only to hear his phone somewhere in the backyard. Here's this little pond guy. That thing was
I'll bring it to you. Aight, I'll get back to work.
Quick, Kate, run and get some help before the koi fish gets in. She runs back inside the mansion, where Adam descends the stairs like a creep, scares her straight into a slow dance. Instead, he moves in, tries to run away, and chases her into a final girl circle, where of course she discovers a dead body. She also fights back and finds his head at the bottom of this bottle. After locating a rack of real bullets, Kate arms herself up with a handgun and takes it on the offensive upstairs. There, the cherub masked killer runs out at her, which causes both of them to take a nasty spill down the steps. When the figure moves up like a spear, they get shot all to hell in the chest. Adam is angry with the gun. Adam hugs Kate and unmasks the killer to reveal Dorothy's head as a doornail, bleeding out all over the shoulders and the door. He calls them cheeks and comes to Kate. The two of them say that they love each other. In fact, always like 66. Even though Kate doesn't fucking react to it, she gets some blood out of her because Adam didn't know it was the movie. Adam, Jeremy Melton, was the real killer all along. David Boreanaz
Alright.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James H. Neese, and today we're looking at our first ever musical on the Kill Count, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Released in 2007 by director Tim Burton, this film is based on the identically named Tony and Grammy-winning 1979 stage musical by composer Stephen Sondheim, who also created West Side Story and Into the Woods. Sondheim's musical was itself based on an earlier play by Christopher Bob, which was one of many retellings of the tale of Sweeney Todd, a Victorian villain whose literary history goes all the way back to the String of Pearls, a Penny Dreadful series from the 1840s.
You sneeze out your...
Sweeney Todd has always been a fixture in British media. The appropriately named actor Todd Slaughter famously playing the role in thousands of stage performances and the 1936 movie. So, yeah, this was a well-known role long before that one episode of The Office.
Hunting the tale of Sweeney Todd.
In fact, it's pretty amazing how many elements of the story have remained the same since it was first told over 150 years ago. Not only has Sweeney Todd always been a murderous barber, he's also always had a trapdoor chair that sends his victims into a basement where his partner in crime, Mrs. Lovett, has always cooked their bodies into meat pies. I've been a Sweeney Todd fan since I saw a filmed version of the musical in my middle school band class, long before this film ever existed. Thanks, Mr. Komet. I was excited when I heard about this
And
film
boom.
and it lived up to my expectations. This is one dope-ass, big-budget musical adaptation that translates the material to the big screen so well, even creator Stephen Sondheim approves.
This really is an attempt to take the material of the stage musical and completely transform it into a movie. For the stage show. This is a movie based on the stage show.
This was also one of those rare, respectable
So-
movies that earned one Oscar win and a couple other
Okay, so
nominations.
this car,
Wow.
we can't send you the
I'm bored.
location. Just to pick.
No, my friend, whenever I kicked my cord, my friend has it. Like I think he got off. So now I've just been by myself and just. I've just been making some music, man.
I think it works for the movie, though.
Los Santos Airport.
Is its hearty
I think it-
embrace of spurty neck blood. After all, as the late great Alan Rickman points out, the film is
It just said location. Is the air?
That's why I'm grateful for today's sponsor, who happens to have a bit of barber in him. I'm excited to be partnering with Dollar Shave Club to bring you this kill count and to finally get this beard off my face. A bad beard, I just don't feel like doing it. You know, Dollar Shave Club can take care of all your grooming needs from
So it literally just said it's at the airport, but let's see if it's actually at the airport. Vehicle Starling. That is. I think I know where that is, but I gotta go pee.
Or shave butter. You can get the starter set for yourself for $5 over at dollarshaveclub.com/deadmeat. With it, you can take care of your own shaving and not have to visit any potential demon barbers. How many meat pies will we make and sing ourselves through the streets of London? Let's attend the tale of Sweeney Todd and find out. The movie begins with kick-ass Sondheim music as we follow some very 2007 CGI blood down into the floor and straight into a title card. Hit us with the wormy meat. Nice sound. We kick things off on a ghost pirate ship. Or wait, never mind. That's just mid-19th century London air quality. This kid Anthony is thrilled to be back. That is, until his words are used against him. But there's no place like London. No, there's no place like London. Yeah, living dead man Sweeney Todd over here says London's a shit stain on the underpants of the world. Which, I mean, if you know anything about detention in London, you ain't wrong. This was before the city had developed a proper sewerage system, meaning it was one stinky, dirty place. For instance, the River Thames they're riding on there, with a color varying from dark green to black. Anyone who ventured near the water in a danger of contracting cholera, typhus, smallpox, or tuberculosis. But, of course, Mr. Todd also has a personal vendetta against these dirty streets, which he tells Anthony about through song. There was a barber and his wife, and she was beautiful. This film was the first time Johnny Depp had to sing in a movie, since his voice was dubbed over for the singing parts in private. Thankfully, Depp was friends with music producer Bruce Whitfield, since he had originally wanted to be a rock star before starting with the song My Friends.
And basically that was the first song I ever sang in my life. Yeah.
Having already been cast by Burton, Depp was under a lot of pressure to perform well. After all, as producer Richard Zanuck notes,
We are spending millions of dollars on the picture. Not one person on earth had heard Johnny sing. And he's the star of the picture.
by the way, if Dick Zanuck looks familiar, it's because he and his producing partner David Brown were pivotal in getting Jaws made back in 1975. Dude was a huge force in the film industry and helped Spielberg and Burton make it big. Rest in peace, guy. Todd continues his song about the barber, Benjamin Barker, and his wife Lucy, who were a happy couple with a happy baby daughter. But one day, while they were blowing outside in the flower market or some shit, a severe-looking judge named Turpin came upon them. One look at that radiance was all it took for him and his ratty henchman Beetle Manford to sick the police on the unfortunate barber. Barker was sent away to Australia, I think, and never learned what became of his wife Lucy. Now, 15 years later, Benjamin Barker is back with a brand new name and no handshakes to give. He returns to his old stomping ground on Queen Street, which, you can tell from this wild and wacky look at it, is one
I need my phone.
destination. He enters a beach pie shop owned by Mrs. Lovett, who tries to sing his passion to her till with the worst sales pitch I've ever heard. Yeah, probably, unless everyone else is selling bug pies too. Her pies are straight nasty because she can't afford good meat. Instead, she's been killing and using appetizer supplies, which gives us this incredible line. Yep, she's making pussy pot pie. All of them felt gross to say. Like Johnny Depp, Helena Bonham Carter had never performed in a musical before, although she had been a fan of Sondheim's Sweeney Todd since she was a child.
Mrs. Lovett, I went to meet her since I was 11. Then I went around pounding Mrs. Lovett head case.
Obviously, being with Burton helped her get an audition, but Sondheim himself had final approval over casting and was happy to
You don't know so much you're a gamer, but DJ Fuck.
Feeling bad about being in her film, Mrs. Lovett
Because girls are Starling GT. I don't. Location. Location Los Santos Airport.
Oh, actually, you know what? I think he knows this one. Lovett is able
The
to fill
airport.
him in on what happened to Lucy after Barker's exile.
That's an airport.
Turpin tried courting her, which she steadfastly refused, until she was eventually convinced by Beetle
Color,
Manford
gasoline,
to come and collect
green.
an apology from the judge.
PG,
She arrived
location,
at his home to
airport.
find a costume ball.
Oh my god, wait, I know where that is.
The judge had promptly raped her in public. Yo, y'all are fucked up letting that shit go down. Especially you, Beetle. You extra. Sweeney Todd's outraged reaction outs him as Benjamin Barker. Who tells him his lovely Lucy poisoned herself shortly after the ball. Oh, yeah, and also Judge Turpin's got his daughter Joanna and has raised her as his own. Welcome home. Todd tells her he has a new name now and moves into his old room, which, gotta say, is not a great way to maintain an alias. Hey, who's that new guy who looks like Benjamin Barker? Moved into Benjamin Barker's old place. Isn't that Benjamin Barker? From beneath the floorboards, Mrs. Lovett retrieves a box she's been saving for Mr. Todd, and in it is a set of shiny silver string rings. Upon seeing that, Sweeney Todd declares himself the loneliest man in the world.
Razor for what? To cut all that ball hair?
Even double fists, all while Mrs. Lovett gets thirsty and tries to pull it. Damn, better luck next time, Lovett, but that's what you get for trying to get busy before you've even got all his limbs together. There you go. That's how you dramatically complete a man. Elsewhere in this shithouse city, the Lannister-looking entity hears a beautiful voice coming through a window. It's Sweeney Todd's baby girl, Joanna, trapped in her bedroom like so many people. While she's looking at Antony down below, Judge Turpin is looking at her through a peephole that's undoubtedly drilled into a very sticky wall. Antony learns who Joanna is from a miserable woman on the street and immediately starts to sing about her. What you'd like to read.
Look out! Oh,
Look, shouldn't have stuck the quiet for a while, dude, because here's Judge Turpin beckoning Antony inside. Turpin, who's wearing the dopest ass outfit I've ever seen, learns that Antony is a sailor, and thusly shows off his role.
fucking fucker!
Where's the statue?
Okay, Judge, you get it. You got hoes in different area codes. Turpin suggests, Aunt, that you take a hike to one of those locales after what you saw him doing.
Yeah.
Gondorous. He threatens Auntie and kicks him out with
Ooh, it's right there.
Go on and get it. And take your smelly-ass gym bag too, bitch. Todd and Lovett head into the surely disease-filled town square, where a pop-up stage is set for Signor Pirelli, king of barbers and barber of kings. Pirelli's opening act is this dirty little lad with a drum who politely takes the stage.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Why, yes, you can, you nice young starving boy. This kid Toby hypes up his boss as the man behind the elixir that gave him this head of Mick Garris hair. Despite his well-performed jingle for the serum, Toby loses the crowd after Todd makes a declaration about his contacts. One wah-wah wee-wah later, though, Pirelli himself is standing on stage and presenting his bulge to defend his elixir. Todd challenges Pirelli to a good old-fashioned shaving contest, and with one whip of the tape, Pirelli accepts. Badass Beetle Bamford agrees to judge the competition, and the Fleet Streetians get really into it, because people back then were so fucking bored they would form a crowd just to watch the dudes get shaved. Pirelli sings as he works, but his grandstanding is no match for Todd's Wolverine strike unleashed upon his subject's face. He's declared the winner, according to rules that were never really made clear, and wins some prize money for Pirelli, as well as some interest from potential customers.
The microphone is going to be absolutely terrible, because it's the microphone of the flippin' face cam.
Rushes over to his boat buddy, Mr. Todd, to whom he spills all that delicious Joanna tea, including his intent to steal her away. Anthony asks Todd if he can hide her there at the shop, and perhaps because the lad reminds him of a younger version of himself, Todd agrees to the arrangement before sending the sailor on his way. Pirelli arrives at the barber shop unannounced, Toby in tow, and while Mrs. Lovett tends to the boy's empty stomach, Pirelli heads upstairs to confront the old swingster. Blackmail Todd, but that only earns him a kettle to the face and a seriously stolen takedown from the very pissed off Sweeney Todd. Man, does that guy got some anger inside.
Gucci down to the socks, like on the baby.
Nice work.
Give
The
your
car's been
girl
stored.
hit in my
Come back to the
glove
office
box.
if you want to source another.
For such a mainstream film, you gotta respect that. After condemning a child in court to a death by hanging, sorry little buddy, Turpin tells the big bad Beetleborg that he plans to go full-on Woody Allen and marry his ward Joanna. Only for some reason, when he told her this plan, she wasn't all that jazzed. Beetle Italy tells Turpin that Joanna will surely be more excited after the judge gets himself a good shave, and he knows just the barber to do it. Say no more, Beetlebum, let's go! Over at the meat pie shop, Toby stuffs his face, removes his wig, and shoots some gin before Lovett decides she better check on Mr. Todd. Funny
I'm on the clock.
but
What you
it was
want?
also
Some wheels?
an unfortunate reality back then.
It's coming at you.
I gotta look over here so my motorcycle will spawn down there.
Man, 19th century London fucking
Told you.
sucks. Upstairs, Lovett determines Todd's crime through both inference and hard evidence, but comes around to supporting him when Todd says Todd has a black man. With no harm done, that is that. Todd needs to cut Toby's neck as well, just to tie up all the loose ends. But Lovett and that the boy would be useful as a shopkeeper. Before Todd can manage an adolescent neurosis, the judge and his beetle approach him. He kicks Lovett out, puts on his finest women's jacket to welcome Judge Turpin into his shop. In spite of its uninspiring experience, Turpin sees into Todd's face that he would like one shave and sits down to start an acapella group with his new Cruella de Vil hair to claim him. On the one way, as the shaving commences, both men sing about pretty women. is one of my favorite songs on the soundtrack. Although, honestly, I could probably say that about every song on the soundtrack. I rock hard to Sweeney Todd, dog. As with Death of the Heart, this was Alan Rickman's first foray into musical. A daunting task. Sondheim himself was present during production. The actors all recorded these songs in soundproofs by themselves before they ever arrived on set to film any scenes together. Having the singing parts done already made some things easier for them.
The pre-record is the guide and is also the safety net in a sense. You don't necessarily have to hit the note properly, each time on set.
Although it did present other, unique difficulties they had to then deal with.
So sometimes you do come across where you thought, like, oh, why are you going to look at me like that? That was what I'd imagined in my booth. Of course, when you're acting on your own in a booth, let's do it. Your other actor is always going to do what you want. And then when they're on set, they got different ideas.
Todd and Turpin's beautiful back-and-forth duet isn't enough to make the barber forgive the man who raped his wife, so he puts his blade up to the judge's neck, only for fuckboy Anthony to charge in and balls it all up, screaming about his Joanna napping plan. Joanna-napping? The judge dresses him down like a child on death row and charges out of the shop, leaving Todd absolutely furious over his missed opportunity. He reiterates his hatred of all things London, then steps it up a notch by saying there ain't a single person here who shouldn't get got. Pretty extreme beliefs there,
Finally, Sync made a video. It took him forever. Made it an hour ago, so I guess. So I'm assuming that okay. So every single time at 8 that they make a video. I mean 7.
Yes, GTA Online. You know that you got the girls through there. He supposedly cheated by asking another girl. He went to the strip club or something like that. He went to the strip club and asked them if they were actual, like, real life IG. Oh my. Yeah. Bought and lobbies are dangerous. Girl, you talk to me. It becomes real life. It becomes real life, and in a way, it's kind of like Sims. Remember Sims? Yeah, but he's supposed to play a character, not like actual Sims in real life. Have you guys ever like made examples of something online? You're capping. I saw some. You've never like virtually hooked up with somebody through GTA Online? You have to play like the GTA mod. Yeah. So fun. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go over all this. Make sure to subscribe to the about Mike Malak, Lana Rhodes. You guys know who Lana Rhodes is? Are you familiar with what she does? She's like really like from Canada. She's a great doctor, right? And I think she's also a great step from what I've heard. Yeah. Yeah, I know she's high. Make sure to subscribe. It's not a dream. We're gonna go over all of this. Alright, follow our Instagram, leave the link down below, boys. We're gonna go. Go. The other day I was just I saw these girls parking lot outside the strip club. And so I went, God damn it, Mike, you know that's a hot zone. You can't be doing that. How did you get caught in yeah, the problem was like kind of like forced screaming with him, and then the chat flooded him and like was tweeting at Lana Rhodes. Saying like, hey, fuck us. So the chat has Lana Rhodes back. We're trying to get ready to that wasn't the place to go, but he got continued the first time. Yeah. Go next to the beach. Bro, you know, story. I would like open like my Xbox like gamer catalog, and I would see like in the fucking strip club, right? Like by himself, not in a party. He was in the strip club by himself at like 1 a.m. I was just like, I was like, really? Yeah, you know, there's a lot of Xbox. Yeah. I was like, goes on private. No parties allowed. Yeah, do not disturb. All right, let's get back into it. I went out to her and I said, yo, it's good, show you popping. You know, I'll be a little. They hear you. Oh yeah, proximity chat. So when you get close to people you like in real life, you can talk to them. They're actually girls. Oh yeah, they're actual girls.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
No, we need to hop on then. I know, all we play is Rocket League.
I'll get there as soon as I can.
What would be the next step? Yeah, there's no bitches on Rocket League. There's some. You can get cuffed up to Rocket League. Yeah, no girls do Rocket League. There are some girls that he walked into the strip club and started talking to actual strippers in GTA. Like that's what we need to do. All right, let's get back into it. Coming across the men.
So I'll get to that also, because there's a couple cross-dressers, and one by the name of Fabella. Shout out Fabella. If you're watching this, who always comes after you.
I'm gonna have to even out the speed. I know what it is. Cause it's either I'm gonna have to, yep, it's gonna be like, even out the speed.
All his diss tracks really got fixed up.
What?
Oh, he's got Pimpin' out in GTA 5, bro. I did not expect that.
Huh?
Alright, let's keep it going. I love the idea that Mike's like, Mike's so full of virtual reality. He's playing as a character. Yeah. That's the worst part. They want her back in the industry. They want her to break up because she runs nowhere. She showed up in the chat and saying things So, how do you get caught cheating in GTA? That's like the most like thing, like part of it. You get caught slipping up online on a video game. Like you're in GTA Online with a virtual reality owner, and then your actual girlfriend comes in and takes it and just cuts off the whole thing. Okay, yeah. What? Right? It's like Tinder radio, rated like 40,000 years, right? You know, Rockstar broke down multiple couples over and over again. Shit. Dude, your friends are cheering on because you get her, and then now you're like, oh, I lost her in GTA? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
He got her in a stupid way, too. That was his birthday gift.
Wait, a birthday gift was getting surprised with Lana Rhoades and they ended up getting together?
Yeah.
That's, what the f*** is your life, Mike?
Luckiest motherfucker in the world.
Yeah. Is Lana being sensible here? Is she making sense?
I mean, yeah, she's making kind of sense. Dude, come on now. It's a game.
Yeah, but yeah,
it's a game. Come on.
You don't think it makes sense?
Not really, but like he broke the fourth wall and asked for the IG, so it kind of makes sense. Okay, he asked for IG, but he's with a hot girl. I think he knows that. Like, come on, his chat literally asked it. His chat set him up.
Yeah, is she not like? Yeah, the chat. Is she not like one of the baddest girls there are? Like, oh yeah, she is, 100%. Then why? Then this is like, I don't know.
Mike, no, that's what I'm saying. Mike, you just have to look at it this way. Like, you're like a 3 and Lana's like a 10. No shit, she's gonna be mad at you. Like, what the fuck?
Around in GTA. Yeah. Like, if any of us got with Lana Rhoades, I think like we would take every step possible. We'd be very careful.
I'm walking my tippy toes on glass.
Yeah, it's like thin ice, bro. It's literally like eggshells. It's eggshells. Yeah. All right, let's keep it going.
Text me. I said, listen, how do you think about that? Now that the shoe's on the other foot, I think about the idea of twerking.
We know what we've got to do.
Video game and hear your voice like, yeah, right, you like that.
Your own personal DMV.
Maybe I wouldn't like that so much. I apologize. I'm sorry. How can I make this right? Shoot her in the fucking face.
What? This didn't happen.
Shoot her in the face. That's what she said. Now.
Wait, what? Not in real life, GTA 5. Yeah, so she's saying like because you talked to the girl, you have to shoot her in the game? What the? What is dating like?
Easiest bailout ever. I'd shoot her with a minigun.
Yo, what is up with Lana Rhoades? She's insane.
That is not insane.
Dude, you're asking, okay, you're literally like, it's okay to cheat as long as you shoot him in the face?
In the game. At least that's what we know. Alright, let's get back into it. Alright, so then moving on from this, you saw Lana posted on Instagram. The reason Mike is not on my Instagram is because we're not together, we're broken up. What the over a video game, Lana, really?
Whoa. So that means you didn't shoot the girl?
Dude, I feel bad for Mike, man. He's not gonna pull any girl down. But he's not gonna, she's now single, right? You can make a shot, maybe you meet her one day in the next couple of months. There's no fucking way.
Not bad. Yes,
I
me.
would die. That'd be awesome. I believe that you will win. I believe that you will win. Oh. No. I'm not doing this shit again, bro. Alright, we're gonna enjoy that video. If you guys did, make sure to subscribe to that notification bell. Follow us on Instagram. It'll be linked down below. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. Peace.
Really? It was that quick.
Ballin'. On a budget?
$10,000 US. 1 million Robux. That is what we started with, and so far we have spent 750,000 Robux. Today we spend the rest of it. It's actually quite hard to spend 1 million Robux. But today our journey ends.
Dude, I have a lot of cars that I literally want to call the Batmobile. Because, look, this thing literally looks like the Batmobile. Fuck. Oh shit. Oh shit. No, dude. I itch my head for 1 second. I'm already getting shot. I'm literally flipping. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because. Like, I don't know what I'm. Oh God, I don't know what I'm supposed to do because it's raining and I'm getting shot at.
Cha-ching, that's a...
There's a lace beam. Free pet. I can buy a lace beam pet for $3.50. It's absolute icon. There's a lace beam pet. I was driving this game on my own business, spending hundreds of dollars, and now there's a lace beam pet here. I'm now starting to buy a bunch of lace. These lace beam pets are insane. They give me 1,000 times everything. These will turn me into God. You should have lace beam pets here. Take a look at it. The power of the money is going up. Yeah, they definitely put my name at the top of the big board, but I'd already be on it. I'd already be timed for it. I'm about to buy the final set of gloves. I have no concept of how good this is. Oh my god, that's quite stunning. They look incredible. You know what's quite? Oh my god, they just instantly died. I sucked them up into a black hole. Hey buddy, what's up? Oh, sorry. Come on. Come on then. Yep, give him a good slap. Yep. This is what money gets you. The ultimate power. Incredible game. Incredible game. The next game is Baby Simulator. Baby Simulator starts by picking your gender. You can be a girl, or you can be a boy. Where's the attack helicopter off? Why did it pass over time? Alright, I mean, if we're sticking to two genders, I am a boy. Alright, okay. That's a baby. What gave birth to it? Godzilla? Since when are babies 475 foot tall? Alright, so it's got leaderboards, like most happy, most kills. What kind of game mode promotes killing babies?
You through to your garage? You, need me to bring you a ride?
Not sure how that works. Oh, I can suck on a bottle. Yeah, let me suck on this bottle. Yeah, I'm gonna be, look at me, I'm getting happiness. I'm gonna be a happy little baby, aren't I? Yeah, just go, I'm a happy baby sucking on a bottle. Okay. Apparently someone just yeeted the fetus. Alright, but unlike most babies, I have a lot of money. Yep, I'm gonna go to the store. Even babies understand microtransactions. Yep, I want to buy $40,000. That sounds like a baby should definitely have $40,000. Oh yeah, so if I buy food, I can buy happiness. Boys, I'm going to become the biggest baby that's ever been birthed. Alright, so the biggest person in this server has roughly, what, like 20,000 happiness? That is nothing compared to what I'm going to become. See what happens now if I eat the peanut butter. See how big I get. I spent money and I think I've broken the planet. I'm now an interstellar baby. Oh my, look at me. 1 jar of peanut butter and I'm a chunky fat baby. If anyone's seen a photo of my girlfriend Ilsa as a baby, this is what Ilsa looks like. Big fat baby. I'ma just keep sucking on me jars of peanut butter. Getting big. Oh, look at me. Oh, I'm gonna be one chunky baby. Oh, the poor mother. Whoever pushed this out. The poor mother. You dare attack me? Get away from me. Alright, apparently I'm in my first baby fight. Oh, but there's always a bigger fish. Oh, isn't this poetic? Oh, God. I am not the strongest kid on the playground. And I'm dead. Alright, well, I've been alive for roughly 30 seconds and I'm already dead. That's still better than some babies. Look at me, I can shake my rattle. I can shake my rattle. So this is what it's like to normally play the game. If I wanted to get to like 10,000, 20,000 happiness playing this game normally, I'd have to sit here for hours shaking a rattle. Alright? Yeah, keep eating them jars. Oof. Alright, now I have 10,000 happiness. Bruh, I am a chunky baby. That's how big I was at the start. Now look at me. I'm definitely going to win my... Oh, I've won my first baby fight. He's dead. There's Mars. I want to go to Mars. I don't know what's on Mars, but let's go to Mars. Apparently this is Mars. This is Mars. Oh my God, this is such a historic step for babies everywhere. This seems horribly irresponsible. I don't even have a breathing apparatus. I'm sick.